Good morning, guys. Welcome back to the channel. We just got back from vacation yesterday, so it's been about a little over a week since I've been out here. We're on Lake Travis today. The water is back to what it was after the July 4th floods last year. It's pretty much at that level that it was, which is crazy that it filled up in the past 2 weeks. We've just had a bunch of rain up here in Central Texas, and Travis kind of gets the brunt of it. The lakes north of Travis, they're at like a constant flow level. So once they get to a certain level, they have to let that water out. So then all that water comes to Travis. So Travis fills up and usually stays, decently filled up. But also Travis has to feed into the river system, which feeds into like Lake Austin, Lady Bird Lake and whatnot. So once those start getting low, Travis has to let water out, to keep those ones full from getting dried up. So it's kind of just a system that works its way down. But it's crazy. It's going to be totally different fishing now that this water is this high. So I'm going to have to just figure them out, probably run some different water. I'm going to start in a place that I know pretty good. This is kind of a thing I like to do when something big changes, like water level, is I like to fish some areas that I know how the fish should be setting up, seeing if I can't get a bite or two, and then I just go from there. I'll fish most of this lake, the majority of it, so I pretty much know this lake pretty good, but this little cut I know really good. So it'll give me a good idea of kind of what's happening if I don't get a bite or if I do get a bite. So that's kind of what I recommend if you fish a lake, a decent bit, and there's a sudden change in either water level, temperature, you got a grass bloom or anything that's drastic and it's quick. Just fish something Try to get a look that you're used to, and if you don't get that look, then you just have to go and fish. So that's what I'm going to do today. Hopefully we figure them out. Hopefully we catch something worth catching. All right, guys, second spot of the morning. The first spot was a complete bust, but I kind of figured that might have been the case. We're coming out not necessarily deep, but deeper off this point. What I was seeing in that last cut I was in, there was a lot of activity out towards the middle of the cut, and there was a lot of bait. And as soon as I put the trolling motor down, I start seeing all the bait out here. And this has happened to me before, so I'm kind of fishing some history a little bit. Last time it flooded like this, it pushed all the bait out a little bit deeper, and all them fish were just conjugated on them. So yeah, see, I'm already seeing feeding out here. That's exactly what I want to see, because what happens is all this brush now, look at them all feeding. Those might be white bass. All of this brush gets covered up again, and this bait gets pushed out of these creeks with that dirtier water and comes out to this main channel. So I'm just going to fish these points where this brush is and try to see if I can find the bait. And I'm already seeing just tons of bait, tons of life, really. So I just don't want to get hung up. There is brush all off this point, but that's where the fish are going to be. So I just seen some feeding up here, like as soon as I pulled up. There it is, first fish. Little bass, there we go. Yep, I figured this was gonna be the deal. I fished the inside of the first cut, didn't get a single bite, and I fished probably a good 2/3 of it, just down one bank. And I was seeing so much action out in the middle of the thing. Not a lot of action up shallow, so that kind of keyed me off that maybe this bait is pushed out to the deeper stuff. And the amount of fish I'm seeing now confirms it for sure. There's bait and fish all out here. Look, one's coming. They're all on it. Look at that right in front of the boat. I mean, there's fish everywhere, y'all. If I can just get them to bite. I might need to go to a smaller minnow. I bet this bait is probably kind of small if I had to guess. There's one. Look at that. See, there's a bunch of this size. Bunch of this size. I mean, schools of them. But I'll take it. Hey, we're out here having fun today. I haven't been... It's been about a week and some change since I've been on the water because I've been on vacation. So I just want to catch some fish today. I mean, I want to always catch a big one, but I just want to catch some fish today. I mean, as soon as it hit the water, y'all. These little schoolies. They're hitting this bigger minnow, so I think I'm just going to keep throwing this bigger minnow. No, there's a dead shad right there. It's a pretty good sized dead shad too. Third fish of the morning. We'll take it. I mean, there's fish everywhere. They're so schooled up right now. They're kind of towards the top end of the water column, which is good. It makes it easier when they're like this. But there are some lower too. I mean the schools. I mean, they're just smoking it, y'all. That's a better fish. There we go. Now we just gotta weed through them little ones. I mean, he's not that much bigger, but he's bigger for sure. Look at him. They ripped off my tail too. All them first hits that I hit that were smoking it. Dude, we're taking it, y'all. Let's see if they'll still eat it without that little tail. They probably won't, but I think we'll be able to figure it out. These fish will get smarter as they see the bait come in front of their face. They will kind of smarten up to it a little bit. Look at them all. They're all coming to it. They're just out here feeding, y'all. There he is, look. That's a better one. Nope, not a better one, just a strong one. On the Sakamata shad, baby. There's about, I mean, there's hundreds of bass out here right now feeding. It's insane. I bet we can come across a big one. With all these little ones feeding, I'm like, dude, there's gotta be. And I'm seeing some bigger marks. It's just, I can't get to them quick enough before the little ones come and grab it. I think they're bigger and they're not. They're just, look, he's coming up for it instantly. Little. We'll take them though, hey. That's what fishing's about. They're little, but they are aggressive. These Sakamata shads, the one negative about this bait is they tear up easy. There's the majority of them right there. There he is. I mean, these schoolies. It's like this size, just tons of them. They're so warm. These fish are warm. The water's like 83 degrees. But I'm gonna throw right at them. Look. Dude, look at them all. Got him. Little jumper. Little jumper. Call this dude Jumper Cable. He's got that energy and he's freaking lively, little sucker. I'm trying to get as much life out of these Sakamata shad as I can. Even when they're messed up, I'm trying to just... These fish are so aggressive, just keep working it. A lot aggressive, more aggressive now. There's a fish. Off this other point. We went into the cut a little bit, could not get them up shallow, and stopped seeing the bait in the gut as much. So we came back out. Now we're just on this opposite point. First real cast on the point, we get one. The wind's going to become more of a problem just because it is actually howling a little bit now. There he is, up shallow. There we go. Okay, a guad. I knew we would catch a guad up shallow, up in them trees. Pretty fish on the spinner bait. First fish on the spinner bait. Didn't take long. What I'm hoping is this wind is starting to howl now, and it's all that bait that was up shallow. Hopefully it's starting to get pushed onto this bank, and hopefully it positions some fish a little bit on this stuff, on this main lake stuff. There he is. That's a better one. There we go. There we go. That's a better quality fish. Come here. There we go. That's what we're looking for. A little better quality fish. He's not fat, he's just long. I mean, that's a decently lengthy little bass. Wish he was a little fatter, but hey, we ain't gonna be too choosy. He ate, how he ate it is a good sign too. I like when they eat it like they want it. He didn't make me second guess on the hit. Little bluegill. Eat it. Oh, I still have him, look. Ooh, look, this is a cichlid. No, nope, this is a warmouth. Look at this warmouth. I thought it was one of those Rio cichlids, but it is a warmouth all the same. Look how pretty those fish are. We'll take that little sucker. How aggressive. I didn't know I still had him hooked. Thought I shook him. I was trying to shake him, but I'm kind of happy I didn't shake him because I thought it was just a regular bluegill. There he is. Pretty guad. Look how dark that boy is. Look how dark this bass is. This is like a, usually when they're this dark, they're usually under docks or up in some vegetation. I mean, this lake doesn't have much vegetation, but when you catch them on like Lake Austin, they're that color, they're dark. Oh, there he is. Dude, he crushed it. Oh my God, it's not even a bass. Big ol', look how pretty this fish is, y'all. I mean, just a freaking slab of a fish. I thought that was a bass for sure how he hit it. Look how pretty that dude's gill plate is. Whew. I thought that was a bass, the way he hit it. Crushed it. There he is. A little better fish. We went a little while. Oh, a nice guad. Look at this guad. Woo, that's a big one. That's the ones we're looking for. That's a healthy guad. Yes, sir. We went a little without a bite, but I just kept on fishing. That was a nice guad. That's the ones that you're looking for on these little stretches like this. He dead stopped that spinnerbait too. There he is. That's a better one. That's a better fish right there, y'all. There we go. He felt so much bigger. He felt way bigger. I mean, it is a better fish, but not as big as he felt. I thought he was way bigger. We'll take him though, hey. I mean, the way he hit it, I was like, that's at least a 3-pounder. But it was not no 3-pounder. But a fish all the same. Fish all the same. He even came up and boiled on the surface like he was bigger. That's usually what the big girls do. I think now that we're getting a little sun, might help the spinnerbait bite even more. Get them blades giving a little shine. There's another one. Okay. 2 fish pretty quick. And a cut too. It's just on the other bank. Little tiny guy. Little guy. But 2 fish pretty quick. Back to back. There it is. Ew, I love that spinnerbait bite. Guys, I love a spinnerbait so much. I'm at that age where I grew up before the chatterbait was even a thing. So, as much as I do like the chatterbait, 9 times out of 10, I'm gonna pick a spinnerbait, especially more open bank, where it's more rock and wood, which is mainly what I fish. 9 times out of 10, I'm gonna pick a spinnerbait over a chatterbait. There are times where I'm gonna fish a chatterbait. Let's say grass. Grass is probably 50-50 what I'm gonna throw. Either the spinnerbait or the chatterbait. If it's more stocky, I'll probably throw the spinnerbait. And if it's more thick and like really clumpy, I'm probably gonna throw that chatterbait. But you know, the younger generations, you know, even my generation and younger, I feel like a lot of those guys are going more to the chatterbait, and I think it helps with the spinnerbait bites because these fish just don't see it as much. You know, it kind of, you know, baits go in waves of how much the fish see them. As these new baits come out, people kind of stop throwing the old stuff. But I'm telling you, a spinnerbait is just such a perfect bait to get bit, especially in cleaner water. That's another scenario where I might throw the chatterbait over the spinnerbait if it's dirty, you know, dirtier, and I want some more thump. But even with the spinnerbait, you just go to a Colorado blade over a willow blades, and you're gonna get a better thump in that dirtier water. So, but for me, I'm still at the age where, you know, growing up without the chatterbait, I grew up fishing a spinnerbait a lot more than I did that chatterbait, and my confidence in the spinnerbait is a lot higher. Also, the spinnerbait's less, or it's more weedless, so I can get the spinnerbait and a lot different stuff than I can a chatterbait. A chatterbait, you will get hung up a lot more. But there are times I will throw a chatterbait. There he is. Oh. Beautiful god. Fat boy. What up, dude? Dark bass. He's dark because he was all up under that boat stall. Pretty fish. Look how these fish are so pretty. I'm so happy that that's our state fish. I mean, that is just a pretty fish. There he is. Come here. We ain't gonna toy with that one. We gotta get him in the boat. He ain't little enough to toy with. Alright guys, that's all she wrote today. Just a little half day today. It's Sunday. It's starting to get crazy. Not just the wind, but there's just so many boats on the water now that it's just a little bit too much to deal with. So it's only about noon, so I only fished about a half a day. But it was a good day overall. Caught a bunch of little ones. I mean, that's sometimes how it is, and honestly, I don't hate on that. You know, I just enjoy catching fish when I come out here, especially after a long period of not being able to come on the lake, you know, because I was gone on vacation. So I had to figure a little something out, especially with this rising water. The water's so high. It's back to what it was like beginning of last year. So I had to figure them out a little bit. But what a great day. Thank y'all guys so much for watching. Hope y'all learned something and continue to support the channel.